We've qualified for the World Cup. Go and compete.
Yeah. So we better. This is going to be jam-packed, I'd say.
Yeah, this is going to be fast and furious.
At pace.
Yes. Are you still doing the thing, Flynn? I thought that was wrapping up. I could be wrong.
Shooting ends this week, and then there's a few weeks wrapping things up.
Okay, cool. And it's gone well?
Apart from the lead actress breaking her leg and having everything rearranged, yeah.
I mean, yeah. But that's the thing, right? It can only get better from there. You know?
Yeah.
It's like losing 3-0 to Chelsea at the start of the season. Like, things will always get better afterwards. And they have.
Chelsea aren't much.
Well, yeah, they're not.
They're not up to much. Tuchel has been flying by the seat of his pants.
Interesting.
Yeah,
top of the league.
Yeah, they kind of doing it quietly too.
Yeah.
Quietly, I feel like people are massively overrating.
I feel like the status quo now is to underrate them. Actually, is to say that they're overrated. Everyone is saying how overrated Chelsea are.
Well, I've been saying it since the start.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I think that they've built a good squad, but it's not fantastic. I don't enjoy watching them too much either. I don't find it as entertaining as City, Liverpool, even United. I'll be honest. I find them more entertaining than Chelsea are. I think Chelsea, that's what they kind of do though. When you think back to their title-winning teams, pretty boring. Like, great players, but pretty boring.
Yeah, and Lukaku isn't up to much either.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
Well, yeah, two massive signings this season. Got off the boil a little bit. Lukaku, I mean, he missed a good few chances. And then what's his name? Oh, that fella for United. Saul.
Sorry.
The fella for United. Yeah, I forget his name. I don't know. Christian. Yeah, Ronaldo. Yeah.
Well, do you know? I can't say he's been as bad as Lukaku because he's actually scoring, but then they dropped him. So I don't know.
Very interesting comments, actually. I don't know. I look. We've got an international break is looming, which is rubbish, obviously. Ali's saying that his minutes need to be managed. Surely his minutes need to be managed in fucking Portugal's route against like some minnow country. I don't know who they're playing, but I assume it's one of the weaker teams like Luxembourg or whatever from the group. So maybe he could just not play that game.
Yeah. He probably wants to play for Portugal more than United, though.
Oof.
Come on. Sure, of course he does. I mean, get real. I think now if Solskjaer told him, look, you have to play in the 90 versus Everton, but you have to skip a Portugal game, he'd tell him, fuck off. Because isn't he he's Portugal's top scorer, but isn't he one of the top international goal scorers? He probably wants to break.
I think he did break that record against Ireland.
He broke it. Oh, yeah.
Which is what kind of is my point, is that like I know he wants to add to it, but he will. It's just this. Is that the priority for Ronaldo? I don't know. It's becoming more and more like a bad bit of business.
I think it's clear to anyone with a footballing brain that Ole is not up to the task, and neither is Tuchel.
It's all there. It's all laid out.
Well.
It's there for everyone to see. God,
there's just so many points we're making. Like, I do agree. Ole isn't up to managing that squad. I think I said that last time. But also, that Ronaldo signing is looking more and more like a bad signing as time goes on. And I think Dave made the point that they've looked bad. Well, not disjointed since he signed, and the same thing happened at Juventus.
I saw someone say that they don't want Conte to take over as United manager if Ole goes, because he goes against what they've been building for the past few years. What exactly have United been building for the past few years?
Fourth.
Well, this is the thing, wasn't it? That they were investing in young, exciting players like, what was that winger that they just
Sancho.
Well, Sancho, the guy that they sold to Leeds, the Welsh guy.
Dan James.
Like investing in players like that. But then, sure, they tore all that up by signing Ronaldo and Varane this year. So
Yeah, and
Don't
Cavani
they-
last year.
Haven't they set like the record for every position on the field? Like Pogba at the time was the world record. All in total, like he was the overall world record signing before Bale, I think. Then they have Luke Shaw, who's like the world record for a left back and world record for a teenager or something. Wan-Bissaka, who's like the world record for a right back. Harry Maguire is the world record for a centre back. De Gea was the world record for a goalkeeper at the time. Sancho, I think Sancho's the world record for like an Englishman or something. No,
Yeah.
Grealish is more. But
And for the age group as well, isn't it?
oh, it's like a teenager. Is he the most expensive teenager?
Something like that.
I mean,
Look-
they've just been setting world records for every single position on the field.
But Sky Sports will always spin it some way that it's some sort of record being broken. He's the fucking most expensive Aries that's 27 years old or something. You know? They'll always spin it some way. So I don't buy into that too much. And who's
Yeah.
the world record? Is it still? It's Neymar, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
200 million. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that takes some beating, to be fair.
Yeah.
Look, United. I mean, it is really disjointed. It feels like it's a different 11 every game, and
Except
mean-
Fred and McTominay.
yeah. But like the expectations were so high. Let's be honest.
There's
And,
no
like,
excuses.
There isn't. And speaking of Dave, like you mentioned a good point he made there, just a moment ago. But he made another where it was like a nostalgia trip to buy Ronaldo. Absolutely. And I mean,
Yes. It's like, what are they building? What are they building
Yeah.
out?
because it's just, well, especially if you're gonna bench him too. Like, I mean, come on, you're not really building towards anything. But yeah, it's
Martial
we
come
said
back.
we said it all along. And one thing I will say is that you can tell we haven't recorded for a while because we have like 1,000 points a second, and it's brilliant.
Well, one last thing I'd say on that on United is, and I agree, they're underperforming and they're not playing very well and they're scraping by, but they're still only 2 points off top and on level on points with City. So it's not a
But-
train wreck just yet.
No, but it's the wheels are coming off. Like they did their business. They were top. They lost to Villa. They drew to Everton. They lost to Young Boys. Last minute winner against Villarreal. Like it's not the form you'd want coming into
Yeah.
After an international break where form is supposed to be more prevalent, I suppose.
Yeah. I just think they were like this last season, I think. Didn't they have a really bad spell at the start of the season? We were all saying Ole Out.
Yeah,
So-
that was the Tottenham 6-1, was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
thumping.
So
Yeah. Well, look, I think it's just proven again this season, both Chelsea and United's managers, that like you can throw enough mud on the wall and things will stick, but long term, the cracks will start showing.
What has
And
Ole got right? Like, if we sat down and thought about it since he's been there, what has Ole really done right at all?
probably gave Greenwood a chance is one.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, I think he's done well with him.
Okay.
I don't know. Am I being harsh? Like Cavani was probably a decent buy. Pogba's been better than he was with Mourinho. I think a lot of them have been better than they were with Mourinho. But then I don't know, is that the benchmark?
Shows how washed Mourinho was.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's there in the Conference League with Rome now. But yeah, I mean, apart from that too, I mean, he's turned the fan base around. But what I keep slagging David Moyes, but really I should be putting an arm around him. Moyes got given less of a chance with a worse squad. Like Fergie left him with, crux, and he was being hunted out at this stage.
Yeah.
Or sooner, sorry, for performing probably the same as Oli has with worse players, and he didn't get the same budget. So, sorry, David.
I
Moyes.
do think at the time, didn't they finish like their lowest ever under him, and the season before had like won the league? So comparatively at the time he was doing shocking. Obviously, if you look back now, you know, he was given a hard time, but at the time this was like absolutely unacceptable for United.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit my narrative, Adrian.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm trying to balance the argument. I mean, you know, I like to see United slide down into the shit, and that's what we're going to see.
It's true. It was so contrasting, wasn't it? It was just, it went from, you know, Fergie's Angels, unbeatable, untouchable, to what they become, really. And Moyes was given the blame for it, but
They've become.
They're not that much different from what Fergie had him doing, which was just basically spending money and playing a very basic system. It's just other teams came along that could spend more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall and he fucking jumped that ship.
Yeah, his involvement
before
now
he could be exposed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he left at the perfect time. He did leave at the perfect time.
History won't be kind to him.
Do you reckon?
No.
If we record enough anti-Fergie stuff, and like they'll find it in some vault after the nuclear winter in 1,000 years' time, and they're going to look back at Alex Ferguson as, I don't know, just call him a diddler or something.
There's an asterisk next to his league titles. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I saw extended highlights of. This will probably bring back memories. Finn, I guess, I think it's when the Invincibles got beaten for the first time. It was by United. That game was a disgrace.
The worst refereeing performance of all time.
Honestly, was ridiculous. Didn't Ruud van Nistelrooy just rake his boot from like Ashley Cole, I think's thigh all the way down?
They should have been sent to prison. Like there should have been a criminal inquiry into that. You know?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was pretty bad. You know, I suppose before we forget, getting on to like, you know, the biggest game of the weekend, had such a massive impact on the season. Two mammoth managers going head to head, Burnley and Norwich.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I know. I'm very predictable.
Predictable.
Klopp, Pep, Liverpool, City. It was a good game. It was entertaining. It woke up.
Yeah, seriously good game. It's been a while since I've been really that invested in a game. First half was so bad. And you know what? Some Liverpool players were just terrible throughout. Fabinho, I think, had the worst game I've ever seen him play. And that's not because he missed an open goal from 3 yards or had it blocked or whatever. He was just bad. Jordan Henderson had a negative effect on the way they played in the first half, I would say. And Curtis Jones, I don't think did anything, full stop. So, like, it's hard to play when you've no midfield. But fucking hell, that Mohamed Salah, I'm saying it, he's the best player in the league. That was incredible.
But would anyone disagree on that? Like,
yeah, loads of people. Everyone's saying, well, and I know Dave said De Bruyne, but loads of people online are saying the same. De Bruyne. Sure, that guy doesn't even play half the season. How can he be the best player in the league when he doesn't play? It's just, he's just like, considering Liverpool weren't the best, they started the second half really well, but like throughout the game, they weren't the better team. I didn't think. I thought City had more chances to win it. And from out of nothing, Salah tears the team up, passes it to Mane, and they score. And then does the exact same thing again, but all on his own. It was fucking nuts. What I will say is James Milner, holy moly, like he got rinsed. And I think he was finally shown up. Like he just can't do it anymore. Definitely not week in, week out. And
yeah, I mean, there's a few players coming to the end of their road for Liverpool now, like Milner, Fabinho, Jones. Like they're just, you know, and it's an aging squad that needs to be rejuvenated.
I actually thought you were going to say Firmino there, and I was going to be like, he's fucking only 30 years old. But James Milner is 35. He did a good job against Zaha there a few weeks ago, but he can't. He's not a fair deputy for Alexander Arnold. It probably was the worst game that Alexander Arnold could have missed because your man Foden was just tearing strips off poor Milner. And he should have been sent off, flat out.
Yeah, we're all in agreement. Whether or not Salah's the best player in the league, I think we're all in agreement that James Miller shouldn't have
No,
stayed on that pitch.
That was a ridiculous decision. I don't know what he was thinking, but sure, look, you gotta ride your luck.
So that's it. Liverpool get no luck. It has to come away from the likes of United and City once in a while, right?
That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, in on balance, it's probably a fair result because, I mean, Fabinho probably should have fucking scored. But look, 2-2. It's a bit of a shame because they let the lead slip twice. But whatever. I do think City are missing a striker badly.
Do you think we saw the top two go head to head, Flynn?
Yeah, definitely. Like Chelsea are nowhere close. United, forget it. Arsenal are maybe a year and a half away from challenging for the title.
Whoa.
Brighton are in the mix, and
No.
Leicester.
No, Leicester are finished. Leicester are at the end of a cycle.
Yeah.
Wow,
we can get
cycle.
We can get to Leicester.
It was a spin wash, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Quick 10. It's they look to me like the two title contenders. Like I kind of previously mentioned, I think Chelsea will do what they usually do, where it just comes a bit undone. They'll lose 3 games in a row, and Tuchel will be like fired or something. Like poor Frank. United will be too inconsistent for the year. I think it's between the two of them. I'd always prefer Liverpool because I think they're more deserving and entertaining. If that's a funny reason.
They're not built on slavery, but
yeah.
Although the city of Liverpool was built on slavery, so
if you go back, I mean, isn't it all? Because
sure, yeah. Everything is built on slavery if you look at it that way.
It's true, yeah. So let's just ignore it.
I mean, I'm sure sweatshops are still going. We just turn a blind eye. We'll just keep doing that for the rest of the time.
Yeah, I watched the Matrix trilogy recently because the new film's coming out too. We swallow that blue pill every night, gulp it down.
Oh yeah,
it makes football better anyway because you start to look into the sponsorships and stuff.
Oh yeah, ignorance is bliss. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Stupid people are happy people.
With Leicester though, are we seeing the same failures that Brendan Rodgers had at Liverpool and somewhat at Celtic with Leicester now, where he's not really up to much, is he? He's very, very inconsistent. They pumped money into the team. It's not as if he hasn't had a blank checkbook. And a few injury problems here and there across the last few seasons, but he's battled the last 2 years.
Oh, he has.
To be honest. And he might do it the same this year too. Like they've not fared well whatsoever. They were completely undeserving of a point today, and they're sat in 13th.
An FA Cup is a success for them, though, I'd say.
I forget that.
Well, all right, never mind.
Yeah, a community shield too.
Oh yeah.
So maybe there'll be a cup team, but it's a really, really weak start.
They're a weak team with weak manager.
I don't know. I like Brendan Rodgers, but he's probably at his level, right now anyway.
He'll have the Spurs job or something in a year.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. And he'd probably do a good Spurs job. And fair play to him. But I saw someone saying...
congratulate him yet.
I saw Carragher saying when Klopp leaves, I think Brendan Rodgers would be the man for the job. I was like, hang on, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is like backwards day or something. No.
I mean, he built this Liverpool team.
I'm gonna fucking scream if I hear that shit anymore.
It was on the back of Brendan Rodgers that the Champions League and League was won. Really.
Yeah. I don't think there's one player left from the Rodgers reign. The one thing you could say about Brendan Rodgers is he signed Coutinho which in turn helped us sign Van Dijk and Allison. You're right about Milner, by the way. That's actually true.
And
he got rinsed. He got rinsed today, so forget it. Thanks for noting, Brendan.
But Coutinho wouldn't have joined without Suarez, so really it's Kenny Dalglish's again, as with all the European successes in the past. So it's really just Kenny Dalglish and probably a sprinkling of Roy Hodgson.
Yeah.
Cool. What's Stuart Downing up these days?
I don't know.
Who'd you say, Stuart Downing?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell.
He's probably doing like prison visits to Adam Johnson.
Can I check on a team? What's the story with West Ham? What the fuck is the story with West Ham? When did they start being shit?
This season, last season.
Well, last season they weren't shit. And then early on this season, they weren't shit. But they're shit. I don't think they've kept a clean sheet yet. And I will say, yeah, I know that because of my fantasy football, because I had like 4 West Ham defenders. But in my defense, and I'll put it on record, I forgot to save my team. So that's not the team I wanted. But it probably wouldn't have mattered too much anyway. But whatever.
David Moyes, good manager, great manager. Was hard done by it, United. He was betrayed by his own people. And there was an injustice done there, I think, that will stain the club until the day it dies.
You know what's been coming up on my YouTube a lot is the RTE panel arguing about stuff, and Dave Moyes comes up all the time.
They're still arguing about Dave
Moyes. No, they're not. This is from like fucking 2015 or something.
Right.
It's good. Good watch. Recommend.
Yeah, there's what's his name? Fuck it. The
Sadler.
Oh no, he's played for Newcastle and Spurs, and he's like a pundit now. Jermaine Genius.
Oh right.
Yeah. Cheers.
Have you seen him react to Dunphy? It's pretty funny.
No.
Yeah, there's a video of him listening to the Rod Liddle and all the famous Dunphy.
Oh right.
rants.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, when he said that, what did he say about Ronaldo? He said basically Ronaldo's finished and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's a cause.
He's a god, yeah, that's it. Just Jermaine Genius is absolutely shocked. He's like, this goes on TV. It's like, yes, and we fucking love it, son.
I know. Ronaldo's a cod. Like, I mean, of all the things he said.
Yeah. Who do you say? Like, I don't know. Was it Beckham, a nothing player or something?
Or Gerrard.
Gerrard, a nothing player. Jesus Christ. Oh, good stuff.
He's if it wasn't so hilarious, like he's a terrible track record. He's worse than us, and he has a podcast too. So maybe there's the link. But yeah, he's had historically some terrible takes.
I know, yeah, but you'd still take him over someone who knew what they were talking about, but just had a bland delivery.
Oh, it's the entertainment value and the cursing.
No one learns anything watching him and Dunphy, but I don't learn anything going to the circus either.
Yeah. Well, who was taking a penalty and he looked like he was fucking shitting himself or something.
Oh yeah,
that was
Neymar
classic
in the
too.
World Cup. Yeah. Eamon, we're on the air. Oh yeah. Yeah, classics.
He was giving out about Jack Charlton at the 1990 World Cup.
Yeah.
He was on about, Charlton has us playing like shit and he has to go.
Yeah. Wasn't that because he wanted the job or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because Jack Charlton kept saying that, like, anytime, isn't it when he called him out when there was that whole, like, we can go outside and sort it out altercation. He was saying that, like, the night before that they were drinking pints and, like, socializing, the two of them, or others, I assume. And then the following day, these articles are getting slapped up about being anti-him. So, yeah, Dunphy knows how to line his pocket nicely as well, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A nice house in Rat Mines.
Yeah. I tell you what, let's try it sometime.
I think everyone on Irish TV owns about 5 or 6 houses. You can't get on TV in Ireland unless you're a property landowner, like with like 15 different tenants.
Yeah, I think that goes for like basically any big positions in Ireland in anything.
Like the entirety of the Dáil, they're all fucking millionaire landlords. Like every one of them.
Yeah, and it's and we're voting them in for to protect our interests. Also, we think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed because I was in an apartment today, and the person in the apartment was saying that their building is up for sale, and the guy who owns the building owns a load of pubs, so he's like selling this building just to, help finance the pubs, and he's just selling it for like just €1 million. I think it's actually like 900,000 or something, but just selling it just for €1 million. And I was like, fucking imagine that. Imagine just being like, you know what, I'm done with that building. I'll just take my €1 million instead.
Mm-hmm. It'll be gone on Deliveroo within 2 weeks.
I know. That's the thing. I like to think that there's more pressure having that kind of money.
More pressure.
There's some pressure having that money. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one that I always find difficult is when you hear that kind of stuff too, and it's like, inherited. Not like direct, but like, I mean, like, it was like great grandfathers, and it's just been passed down, and then that person just has that big bucks to just say, grand.
There's so many places around Ireland, like castles, these old estates that are owned by like the descendants of British like royalty or aristocrats and stuff, and like now the families that live there that have just inherited it down through the generations, half of them are dirt poor and they can't afford to run the place because it's after draining all the money, we having to run it for like centuries and maintain it, and they end up having to turn it into like a garden center or like a tourist attraction, and they have to give tours to like half cut fellas from Texas who come over and are just shouting, like leaving Hershey's peanut butter cups all over the place, and like, and shitting in like bathrooms with no plumbing that are only there for show, and like, just
this is oddly
all over
specific.
like their carpets that are like and it's satisfying, honestly, when you see these people, these rich families, and they basically have to turn into fucking baristas, and like a lot of times the towns are named after them, like Castle Townsend, where I've been working recently. It's Castle Townsend because the Townsends had a castle there, and the little like a village grew up around it.
Wow.
And like they still live there. The Townsends still live in Castle Townsend and own the castle. So, like they literally own the place, and everything grew up around them like a fucking game of Civilization. Little village around them, like
Jesus. Yeah.
So Andros Townsend's family have a castle down in West Cork. Amazing. Man, Andros.
Well done.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. I hope it's burning a hole in his pocket for his forefathers' sins.
Actually, just to briefly flirt with football again, Everton are doing pretty well. Like, considering they're missing their two main strikers, they're doing pretty fucking okay.
They look pretty handy. With Rafa, they've been lined up. Well, look, they've been lined up to get results, and I think they've done well. Like with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin injured and whatnot.
Level on points with City.
I mean, I think they've had some really easy games, and they've lost. He got battered by Villa, who look shit at the moment. Yeah. And that was only like 2 weeks ago.
It seems it's what Everton do. The first 10 games they'll do pretty well. It's like, dark horses, Everton back again, and then they just plummet whenever things get a little bit tricky.
Their squad is shocking for the amount of money they spent. It's so bad for what they have spent. I feel bad for them. Well, I don't actually. No, fuck them.
Yeah, well, they got. Gray's done well, and he's 1.6 million, and Townsend was a free off Palace, but I think they're paying him upwards of 150,000. You lads, yeah, do you know Connor Wickham?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Connor Wickham. Do you know he was at Palace for like 5.5 years?
Yeah.
He earned £105,000 a week from Palace, and I can't remember the numbers exactly, but basically over his 5.5 years, he was only fit and available for 20% of the playing time over that course of of his time at Palace. 20%, and he got 105 grand a week. What a terrible deal that was. He then left us on a free, went to Preston, 7 minutes into his debut, injured.
Yeah.
Something terribly, terribly wrong if you can't play more than 10 minutes like he can. Like, just call it quits.
Maybe, I wonder, is it like a realistic plan for some players to just get one good game, have one good game, like put everything into it, use all your energy to just like score a match winner once, and then fake injury for like the rest of your career, basically. And people will take a chance on you because they're like, you have potential. We'll see what you can do. And you can just be in the fucking pub or doing whatever. Once you get the contract, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. Because even when you flop out of that contract, people will take a chance on you because they're like, oh, we can turn him around. I'd be in McDonald's every day.
It's like your man Edu. Do you remember him, the American guy? He just had that reputation that like he was just going to be the next best thing, and he lived off it for like 8 years, and he did fuck all. So
I wonder,
just got to be.
It might be worth the money to bribe the lads from Football Manager to give you high potential, because you might get a contract out of it. If you had really high potential on one of these games, even if you were shite as some nobody from like the south of Guatemala or something, you could probably get signed just because someone uses Football Manager Scout, like someone does, and they're like, we found a diamond in the rough here, lads. He's a few €100 free transfer. We'll give him a little contract there. It'll be a master stroke. Wait till you see what this guy turns into. He's a world beater in the making. You could pay someone off, like give him a fucking breakfast roll working at Sports Interactive, and your life is set.
Now, whether it's like a marketing ploy or just to like boost sales and stuff, but the Football Manager and SI and stuff reckon that Everton and Watford use their database for data science and projections on players' abilities.
They must be using the 2015 edition because they have Townsend and Gray and all these lads.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. And Watford too must be doing it for fucking managers, the rate they're going for. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus. Since, when Palace got promoted, it was against Watford back in 2013 in that playoff final. They've had 14 managers since then. That's insane.
It's embarrassing.
It's so cringe, isn't it?
I didn't even know this guy. I didn't even know his name when I saw he was fired, because I just don't learn their managers anymore.
Oh, I gave up. I gave up a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think of it as Marco Silva, like.
Yeah. Yeah, still Zola in my eyes. He hasn't changed. He's still there.
Sean Dyche.
Their names are always words that you would do really well in Scrabble with. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
come here! You got banned from the Cork Golden days.
Yeah. Tragic. Yeah. I mean, I've done some things that definitely go outside of the group's rules for many times. I don't know why. Was this the straw that broke the camel's back, or have I been targeted by Geraldine? But yes, I'm no longer in.
Bill has enough here. Someone got in Bill's ear about you.
Was it not the the hacked thing that I've been hacked, and then the Russian writing?
It could be, but I mean, come on.
They must have flipped out, like,
oh yeah.
Cork City Golden Days has been infiltrated by Russians. No,
they've prestigious minds.
You can't even
compartmentalize.
Message them to ask to come back. No.
And yeah, that's the thing. Like, let's be fair. The fucking admin posted a picture of someone's fucking credit card on the page. but I can't translate. Like, I've been hacked into Russian on a thread with Flynn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or
it's
they're
a
all
disgrace.
bunch of bastards anyway. I'm starting to just write total nonsense there now and see just what comes up, and sure, it's never called out.
No, they are a horrible bunch, really.
They're cretins.
I hate the fucking, oh yeah, can't do it these days. Oh no, kids don't know what it's like. It's like there's fucking plenty of children out there in Ireland living a normal childhood. Just because you ate coal, just because you were neglected, doesn't mean that was a good time.
Yeah, they put up a slingshot there the other day, being like, kids wouldn't even know what this is. It's like, you saying kids should be out baiting each other with slingshots?
Yeah,
like,
slingshots, like taking eyes out and smashing windows.
And you see the state of them, like they look like fucking 3-week-old spuds, and they're all chatting about how great their childhood was. Like fucking malnutrition meets interbreeding.
Because their life peaked when they were like 7.
Yeah.
That was like
true.
the one moment of happiness they had when you get a fucking cardboard box and you enjoy it back then. Like, if you're a child, you can have fun doing anything. And they just had fun in spite of the fucking misery before, their life went down the tubes. They ended up having like 18 children or something.
Yeah, they all probably look way older. Like, they probably look about 80, but they're probably just in their 60s. They just have no
They're the
teeth
same-
and shit. Like,
They've been
the same
drinking
age as us.
Yeah, they've been drinking like poutine and toilet duck and all kinds of shit.
That's it. A shot of toilet duck keeps you young.
Kids
And
will
their
do it these days.
taste buds just got the fucking shit because they were just fed like soggy brown bread and like porridge oats and stuff and a load of raspberries if you were lucky.
They completely missed COVID because like COVID would be like the fucking taste is gone years ago.
Yeah,
And
and
they
they believe
yeah.
anything as well. Like, so
They
they
believe
probably read
everything.
shit.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't put it past them to be having shots of toilet duck for their digestive system or something.
I said it there that time. Like, what treat did your parents used to make you or something? I was like, I can't remember, but it was like a nice little added a teaspoon of pseudo cream, and a few of them were like, let's try it.
And I love
yeah, they'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Any quote, just grab any quote you want, stick a picture of Michael Collins or Eamon De Valera and throw it up, and it's like hundreds of likes. Not even a question.
I'd say you could take quotes from fucking Hitler or something and put Michael Collins
You
on it.
could. Sure, they haven't a fucking clue. They're thick as shit, like.
And they live
yeah.
for communions. They live for communions of like their grandnephews or something. And they tell them they're the most beautiful people in the world, no matter what they do.
Yeah.
They're just dressed in Jack and Jones, like, and they have like the slick back fade haircut when they're like 4.
Yeah.
Like, what a handsome young man.
I love like, it's my beautiful daughter's birthday, and like a superimposed image of this absolute pucked young one into a rose or something.
Do you remember? Yeah.
That's what I live for. Like, just beautiful. She's beautiful.
It's like, they think everything's fucking beautiful. Like, what's wrong with their eyes? Like, everything is beautiful.
What's the one that you were sharing there the other day, Flynn, where it's like some old one being held in a ball by, like, was it a fucking chimp?
It was
or something?
a chimpanzee in a crystal ball being held by like a woman. I don't even know what was going on.
Oh dear. Yeah.
You'll have to get back into it.
Do you know what? I can get back in with the podcast page if I wanted to.
True. Do that.
Perhaps I will. Yeah, just get the podcast banned.
Sure, why not? Fucking.
Free promo, I guess. Yeah, fuck it.
That's it.
There's no such thing as bad promotion.
We'll
Even
get
though
him
you
on.
wouldn't want those fucking Egypts. Yeah, they wouldn't
He'll
be able
bail
to
you
do.
Get Bill on, yeah. Ask him about the time Cove Ramblers played Munchen Gladbach or something in the Fair Winners' Cup in 1972.
Bring him on and pretend to hack him. Just ask for his fucking PPS number. He'd probably give it.
Just picture your credit card.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the amount of fools that fell for the old, how far are you away from your place of birth? That were just putting their fucking full address that when they were born in.
Oh, maybe that's the one that got you done actually, because you were asking for people's PPS numbers and shit.
If
No,
you could
it
say,
was.
you should just type a load of asterisks and then be like, wow, Facebook have added a new feature that blocks your PPS number. Give it a try.
You get so many PPS numbers.
You get
I
you
just
get
don't even know what to
millions,
do with the PPS number.
I know. Yeah. I'd be able to apply for a public services card.
That's it. You'd never pay for a bus again, Flynn.
But I'd have to have my own picture on it. So I was like a 70-year-old Connor Flynn from Shandon.
Yeah.
Connor Bailey.
They all have so much money, though, probably just stuffed under the mattress because they sold their parents' house or something, which ended up worse. They bought it for like £20 and they sold it for like 1.2 million or something.
Yeah. And Cathedral
Yeah.
Road.
They don't trust the banks like so it is literally.
They don't trust banks. Yeah. I wouldn't give money to anyone whose face I couldn't see. I'd have to have a long sit down with the bank manager before I handed over a penny. I'd have to see the inside of the vault and tap the glass, make sure it's double glazed.
Yeah, the undesirables. But we'd strongly recommend anyone to join it if you can, and you don't get victimized like I did. Just try to have a good time. Try to enjoy the golden days.
Golden days, yeah. Imagine your golden days is like going to your grandnephew's fucking communion or something and eating jelly and ice cream from a bowl for like a tenner in some fucking shite hotel lobby. That's your golden days.
Or editing the number 3 onto the number 2 bus and get the fucking right kick out of it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Good times. Good times. And yeah, Palace are on the way to Europe. So everything's coming up.
Palace are on the way to Europe.
Yep, Patrick Vieira is going to lead us to the Champions League, and then he's going to be poached by either the French national team or Arsenal, and lead both or either to the World Cup
At the same time.
Arsenal just a new way of doing it. They become a country, and he leads them to the World Cup.
He's going to organise a breakaway of Islington.
The average league.
No one wants to go in there, so they just leave mad.
That's it, and they win the like the Super Bowl, like winning the Super Bowl is the world Super Bowl, even though one country plays it. But yeah, I'm really happy with Vieira, and I'm so glad that we didn't get stuck with Espirito Santo Amen, who was our first choice and went to Spurs. So yeah,
Interesting.
happy days.
So
Happy
far,
days.
so good for you guys.
Did anyone watch the game today by chance? I'll see the highlights.
I was watching it in the background. Yeah.
Okay. We play quite nice football, right?
Yeah, but just giving away really shitty goals.
Yeah. If we could stop doing that, we'd be okay.
Oh, you could be top of the league.
Pretty much, yeah. No, in fairness, Anderson cost us 4 points this week, but it's okay because Roy Hodgson is not manager, so things are good.
Yeah. And who was the guy who scored your first goal?
Olisi.
You're mad for him, are you?
He was the lad that top assist or the top assist in the championship last year and the championship young player of the year for Reading. The year before, championship young player of the year was Eze. So we bagged 2 of them. Yeah.
When's he back?
November. So he's still out a while.
Not too bad. That's only a month away.
Yeah, and Ferguson around the end of the year. Nathan Ferguson. Do you remember the whole palaver about signing him from West Brom? No. He was like, yeah, we basically got him for nothing.
He was the fullback.
Yeah, from West Brom. See, he's been injured since we signed him.
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean that could go two ways really, but he could be amazing because he's damn better than Joe Ward. Joe Ward is great,
mhm.
club legend, tries really hard, but he's definitely having to like do 120% every game just to not have us lose 8-0. So having a backup for him would be nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, things are coming up good.
Very good. International break now, and
Oh,
we'll be back
God.
at it. I don't even want to fucking watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, I might give it a skip. It's like maybe just detox from football for a couple of weeks, like because it's just crap. It just annoys me.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I didn't know, actually, just on a slight Irish tinge, is I didn't realize that Stephen Kenny had like a heart attack like a couple of years ago on under 21s duty.
Oh,
Did you know that?
Wow.
no.
Yeah, he. I don't know if it's called a heart attack, but basically, I think his heart stopped when it was under 21s versus Sweden, and like
Jeez.
Keith Andrews and stuff was there, and they had to bring him to the hospital. So I feel like we should give him a little bit of leeway, but
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
that's not really our problem.
Yeah, it's like feeling sorry for Sam Allardyce for being a massive cunt just because he's like had some heart surgeries.
Yeah, like I'm sorry your ticker stopped, but you still got to win games if you're Ireland manager. So,
Yeah. And when's the first Ireland game? Is it the Saturday against Azerbaijan? Like Jesus.
Jesus, I don't know.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I've just lost all interest, if I'm honest. That Portugal game, there was a bit of buzz around that, and then we fucking lost it, and that was that. So.
Yeah, it's pretty shit, to be honest, isn't it? 2 points from a group that has Azerbaijan and Luxembourg, the 5 games.
Yeah.
Not
Bring
great.
back Noel King.
Yeah. Bring back Mick McCarthy. Times were fun with Mick McCarthy.
Yeah, just
Those
someone
were
mad.
golden
Just
days.
someone a bit fucking mad. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Mick McCarthy is the fucking hot milk and pepper of his day.
With a spoonful of Sudocrem.
Yeah.
Stephen Kenny's the lashings of butter under every comment of food. Oh, I used to love this. With lashings of butter. Okay.
If you were lucky to have it.
No.
Only on a
Everyone has
Friday.
butter. Stop making it out that you were so poor you didn't even have butter.
No, some of them, they just feel lucky to be alive at all. Like that, you should be so on your hands and knees thankful that you survived because they just saw so many people die, like just dropping dead from every God knows what. Like you bump your head on a piece of rusty metal, you're dead. Like you're fucking done. There'd be no tetanus shots. Like
Brown bread.
Brown bread. With lashings of butter. Brown bread with lashings of butter.
so they just cherish fucking everything and anything because it's like any moment it could be like their last one on earth.
Yeah. Such a downer of a group, really. Pictures of dead people, like, oh, my old brother Billy, R.I.P. Oh.
And everyone has lost a brother in the group, so like they're all like, yeah, may he rest in peace.
And like, but it's not the place for it. Like, grieve yourself. This is for the golden days.
Yeah, it's like Cook City's fucking death.ie or whatever the fuck it's called.
R.I.P. Yeah, they must just be
R.I.P.
They must be fucking immune to death, like because it makes them most of their daily life.
Every post they put up with rest in peace Bob and Billy. It's
fucking
like a vaccine against death.
It's fucking funerals and like stewed apple and custard that's like 90% of their life.
It's like one leg equals one extra week on the planet. But David Doherty is here for the next fucking 500 years.
It's like a hellish existence, like fucking hell. You're just in purgatory.
So where have I been banished to? Heaven or hell?
I would say heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check the fridge if I've got butter.
Yeah.
Oh, we must do another fry. I'll do a fry this weekend and put up a picture of it again.
Oh,
See them all fucking lose their shit. Like,
make sure it's like gluten-free pudding or
Yeah,
something.
vegan fry.
They were savage about some of the fries. Perfectly done fry, and they're like, those sausages are raw, or
Yeah,
those eggs are cremated. It's like, no, they're not. Like, you just can't cook.
yeah. Mannix put up a lovely fry, absolutely delicious fry, and they're all just like, yeah, toast too burnt or tea's too milky.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And put up a picture of your absolutely whacked looking kid, and they'll be like, oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Whacked.
You should comment on their children the way they comment on fries.
Yeah,
Like,
you fucking should. Your kid looks fucking cremated.
gonna use a few more months in the oven.
Yeah.
Sausages aren't done. Oh, man.
Very good.
Yes.
Alrighty.
We leave it at that.
I
Yeah,
think that's enough. All right. Nice one.
it's enough bashing these fucking old ones. We'll do it again next time too.
Yeah,
Oh, we will.
absolutely. Forget the football. This is way better.
Justice for Kieran.
Just for Kieran.
T-shirts
All right,
getting
lads.
printed in the morning.
All right.
Take it easy.
All the best.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Put 'em Under Pressure podcast. For more of our content, make sure that you follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Outro music.